Cameron, I wanted to ask you, I'll be honest, I don't know much about this. All I know is that you're using Taylor Swift to teach people about economics. So can you explain it for someone that's never heard about this ever?
Yes, absolutely. So I work on the Federal Reserve education team, and we work to educate educators. So we work mostly with teachers, and we do professional development series for them. So I was giving a webinar, and the topic of the webinar was how to use Taylor Swift to teach economics. So what I was doing with these teachers was taking economic concepts and then using Taylor Swift as an example that they could bring to their classroom to teach it. So I was both giving them the example so that they understood it, and then we were helping them bring it to their students as well. So it was kind of like a teach the teacher situation. But yeah, so we talked about all different kinds of economic concepts that you would learn in any, intro to economics course in high school, maybe even college. And we talked about a lot of different things, all relating it back to different areas of Taylor Swift, her fans, and her life. So
because I will be perfectly honest with you when it comes to money, math, economics, any of it, you lose me. So if you add in something like Taylor Swift that I care about, it's going to make me care about learning about money and math.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's our goal, right? Our goal is to take economics and relate it to something you already know lots about, and people already know lots about Taylor Swift. So it was really an easy connection to make for people, and they really loved it. So
we're talking to Cameron Tucker. She's the economic education analyst at the St. Louis Fed. A phrase and a title I never thought we would read on our show. We don't get to interview anybody from the Fed very often,
No.
But here we are, and Taylor Swift has brought you to us because you used her ticket sales and you used friendship bracelets to describe trade to a group of teachers on a webinar. First of all, two questions. How well attended was this webinar?
So this webinar had about 150 people. They were from all over the United States, a couple different countries even, people in different time zones. All over the world.
Were they Swifties? Were they all, could you tell that they were definitely a different crowd for you?
Some of them were. Some of them I could tell they got the little Easter eggs that I was dropping about Taylor Swift, but also we had some people saying, I'm not even a Swiftie, and this was fun. And that one, those were the comments that I appreciated the most. So
making education fun. Let's talk about friendship bracelets. How do Taylor Swift and friendship bracelets relate to trade? And if you could explain this to me and Anna like we're 5 years old,
yes.
We'll be all ears.
Yeah, so, one of the lessons that we have on our website, FRE.org or FederalReserveEducation.org, it teaches trade through trading candy, right? And so I was thinking about that lesson, and I'm like, well, Swifties trade friendship bracelets all the time at these concerts. And why do they trade friendship bracelets? Well, they do it because they're both better off after the trade. You kind of benefit from someone else's creative vision, or you're getting a memory and experience. You're making a friend, and that's what economists often talk about with international trade is countries trade because it's a mutually beneficial agreement for the most part. That's why most economists argue in favor of open trade policies, because it's not a zero-sum game, right? There's no winners and losers. Everyone is better off, and that's what you see with the Swifties. They're better off after they trade friendship bracelets because they've had an experience. They've gained a new bracelet. They've made a friend. And really just made a memory.
Right.
Cameron, I'm going to run an example past you, what I think would also qualify as an example for trade, and you tell me whether you think this is true. So okay. I'm terrible at dating, and my co-host here, Anna, really good at giving me advice. So Anna gives me free advice for dating. On the other hand, Anna hates driving. And I end up having to drive her around everywhere for free. So she gets the benefit of free travel and not having to drive. Mm-hmm. I get the benefit of free therapy. That would be considered a trade, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean,
you got
it
sounds
down. Sounds like you guys have your comparative advantage. That's what we'd call that in economics. And you trade. You specialize in trade, and that sounds like a mutually beneficial agreement to me. And there is plenty of dating advice in economics as well, but that might be a conversation for another day.
Well, okay.
Oh my God,
I guess we'll stick to Taylor Swift.
And we might have one more. We might have more than one chat with Cameron Tucker, the economic education analyst at the St. Louis Fed. Well, you did a great job tying Taylor Taylor in to teach people about economics. Do you have any more webinars? Do you plan to do anything more with Miss Swift in the future because this kind of worked out so well?
Yeah, so we do webinars all year long. So we have got tons of free webinars. They're all open to the public on federalreserveeducation.org. We do a variety of different topics. So a lot of them are going to be on things like, planning for retirement, making a budget, paying off credit card debt. Those are different topics that we talked about a lot. For Taylor, I think I've got another webinar coming up about Taylor Swift and economics. We're definitely going to bring that back, I think, in the spring. We've got an article out on the OpenVault Blog about, same thing that I talked about in the webinar. So we've done some stuff. I like to make Fedship bracelets. That's what I call them, and they usually say Econ Era or I Heart Econ.
Oh, girl.
Anna's going to need one of those.
Okay, I Heart Econ. Totally.
Anna's well known at not being great with finances.
Yeah.
If you need to use a real life example of what not to do with money, your girl right across from me.
I can teach a webinar on that if you like.
Well, listen, your energy is infectious. Thank you for joining us. This is Cameron Tucker, economic education analyst at the St. Louis Fed. She used Taylor Swift to teach people about economics, a whole group of teachers too, and you know that they're jaded. They've seen everything. So thank you for your energy and your spirit, and thanks for joining us this morning on WIL.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. This was great.